Communication training with Dan O'Connor. Hi everybody, this is expert communication trainer Dan O'Connor, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a personal compass. And you can do this either for work or for home. A personal compass is basically a simplified version of a personal mission statement, because most of us in our professional development go to a class where they tell us to make a personal mission statement. And the challenge comes in when we have to do it, because it can be overwhelming. People can give us really long, detailed instructions on how to do it, and really it should not be that difficult. To create a personal compass, first of all, what it's used for is this. There's a moment in time, a sliver between event and response, where we can stop and reflect on who we are before we communicate. Many times people will ask me, what do I say when, or what do I do when? And the real question we should be asking ourselves in difficult communication situations is not what do I say or what do I do, but who am I going to be? And we can ask ourselves this question as individuals or as a group or as an organization. Who are we going to be when we are communicating with our children or our customers or our boss or our coworkers? That is what a personal compass really helps us determine. During these moments between event and response, between the moment something happens to us and how we respond to it, if we have the right tools to reflect for a moment on who we are before we speak, what to say, what to do, who to say it to, when to say it, all of that falls into place much more easily. And basically it all comes down to this. You ready? There are 3 questions you want to answer when you make a personal compass. Who am I? Why am I here? And what do I want? Those are the 3 questions. When it comes to who am I, what I like to say is, think about your special relationships. For example, with your spouse or with your children, with your mother, with your best friend. Who do you want to be during those relationships? For example, what kind of a spouse are you? And I don't mean, for example, to say I'm a good spouse, but I am a patient spouse. Now, of course, these are adjectives that we are going to strive to be, but in a perfect world, what are the adjectives that you would use to describe what type of a spouse you are, what type of a friend you are, what type of a family member you are, what type of a professional you are? Think about the roles that are important to you, that come to mind when you think about your important relationships, your special relationships, and think about the adjectives you would use to describe yourself when you're at your best. For example, patient, loving, kind, merciful are words that I have incorporated into my personal compass, because those are things that I want to be when I'm speaking with my father or my nephew or my mother or my partner, whoever is a special relationship to me. And once you come up with the adjectives that describe who you are, those will apply whether it's your brother or your husband or your wife or your best friend or whatever, because really who you are in any situation is who you are in every situation. And so if you want to be a better spouse, a better friend, think about the words that come to mind that you think make you a good friend or a good spouse, and then say, that's who I am. I am patient, I am kind, I am loving, and apply those in every relationship. Because what's going to happen is, you will have, if you put down, for example, I'm patient, before you can turn around, you're going to find somebody actually will manifest in front of you as a master teacher to help you practice that. You know, they'll say, oh, you think you're a patient person, huh? Well, try to be patient with me, because I'm going to try your patience right now. And if you say, for example, I'm going to be kind, somebody very unkind, or if you say, I am kind, someone very unkind is going to manifest in front of you, and they're going to say, oh yeah, try to be kind to me. I am the least kind person you're going to meet. And we will have opportunities to practice these things all the time with our customers and our coworkers, the people at the grocery store, the people who pump gas in our car, everybody. Then when you come home, I mean, this is, for example, if you need a reason why you're going to practice being kind with everyone, again, it's because who you are with anyone really is who you are with everyone. So if you can practice being kind to people who are unkind, if you can practice being patient to people who try your patience all day, then when you come home, you will be a better spouse or brother or mother or lover, whatever it is, because you will have had a chance to practice those things all day with everybody. Isn't that awesome? Most of the time, however, we're not really focusing on who we want to be, so we're not practicing that. And it's just like anything else. I mean, if you want to be a kind person, you have to practice that. If you want to be a patient person, a loving person, a merciful person, the more we can practice it, the better we can become that thing. And really, the bottom line is this. It's not that we're trying to become these things. If those are things that you feel as though that you feel they if those are the things you feel describe you when you're at your best, that really is already who you are. It's just that through life we go through processes of unlearning things, and what writing a personal compass helps you do is remind you of who you really are, so you can unlearn the things that take you away from that. And before you know it, you will become more of the things that you have written down in your I am statements. The way you want to start answering that first question is just write on a piece of paper, I am blank, and write that 5 times, and write different adjectives. I am kind. I am patient. Do that 5 times, and you can always change it, you can always add to it, you can always modify it. So don't get stuck on, oh, what are the best words, what are the best words? Just write down the first 5 words that come to mind, and there they are. You can always change it later. Then the second question is, why am I here? So write 5 times, I'm here to blank, and then fill in the blank. For example, when you come into work in the morning, let's say that you're an HR representative. If you write in the blank, I'm here to manage human resources, I would guess that you would rather jump off the roof of the building than come into work if that was your purpose for being there, you know? Like, if we are writing I'm here to statements, it's not what I'm here to do, the technical aspects of my job. That would bore most of us to death. You know, I'm here to teach communication skills. How much boring could life get? That's not it. I'm not here to teach communication skills. You're not at work now to provide human resource management. You're not at work to provide sales support. You're there for something more. You know, I'm here about my father's business. That's why I'm here. The avenue that I happen to be taking today is through communication skills training. I am here on the planet to do what? I'm here to what? Because if you have that straight in your brain, you know, like, I am here to shine light into the darkness. I am here to show the world what kindness looks like. I'm here to spread the message of blankety blank. Then simply the avenue that you're taking, which is your work, suddenly becomes more meaningful, and you can more clearly see that as the avenue by which you're going to do what you're here to do. So when you're writing down your I'm here to statements, it's what you're here to do on the planet. And, you know, 99% of the time we might not be doing it, but we will more easily recognize the opportunities that we are given to do what we are here to do if we have first clarified that, at least in our own brains. I'm here to blank. I'm here to, for example, enjoy myself. That's one of the things that I wrote in my personal compass. And so now I'm presented with many situations in which I can say, oh, this stinks. You know, I'm really not enjoying the situation, but wait a minute, I'm here to enjoy myself. And when I'm reminded of that in that sliver in time, then your brain starts to form new connections and work differently to help you do what you're really here to do. But first you need to write it down. So write down 5 things that you're here to do. I'm here to blank. Those are your I'm here to statements. Then your final question is, I want. You know, what do you want? I want, for example, financial independence. I want peace. I want beautiful surroundings. Those are the things that I want. But what do you want? You know, I want what? When you determine what you want, then you can start making decisions based on whether or not you're on the right path. You know, for example, an airplane is off course 99% of the time when it's flying in the air. It just keeps readjusting all the time because it generally knows what its final destination is. So it might be off course all the time, and we might be off course all the time, but most people haven't taken the time to write down where they're going in the end. So I want statements help us do that. I want what? Write those things down. And you know, it used to be that when people would write down things such as I want statements or personal compasses, whatever you would call them, hundreds of years ago, they called those people witches, and they burned them and they called the things that they wrote spells because they were powerful. And when you write something down, the universe will manifest and conspire in your favor to help those things come to pass. There is power in writing, and you want to write down who you are, why you're here, and what you want. Now that is a personal aspect, a personal viewpoint I just gave you, but you can do that as a group as well. For example, at work, if you are a human resources department, who are you? What are the adjectives that you would want your customers to use when they describe you? Why are we here? What are you there to do? You know, we're not here to provide human resource management services. We're here to help. We are here to guide. We are here to teach. What are you here to do? And then, for example, I want. Well, I wouldn't know what a human resources department wants, but what do you want? What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? What is the end point that you're going towards? That can be, again, different from group to group at work, but if you just follow those simple steps, number one, fill in the blank. I am what? I'm here to what? I want what? Fill in those three blanks, personally, as a group at work, as an organization, and when you're done doing that, that is your personal compass. It's simple. Then you can stick it on the wall, for example, and when you keep a personal compass, you put it in your pocket or you put it someplace visible, and you remind yourself of those things all day long. So if I'm on the phone, I can look down, and when I'm about to hang up on a customer because they're trying my patience, I can remind myself, I'm patient. Okay, this is my opportunity to practice that today. If you're at work, and you decide as a group that you're there to be courteous or inclusive or whatever it may be, and you put that up on the wall because you want to make sure this is very visible in your organization, then you can very easily stop if somebody's engaging in behavior that is not in line with that personal compass and simply draw their attention to it and say something such as, you know, I don't think that's really in line with our personal compass that we worked so hard to make. You can use it on a daily basis if it's visible. What you have to make sure you do is make it visible. Visual cues are essential. People respond to visual cues much more than anything else. You know how a Facebook post is much more successful if it has an image on it of a cat, because people respond to, remember well, and are engaged with visual cues. So after you take the time to write your personal compass, make sure to put it on the wall, give everybody a copy, make sure that if you can, make sure that everyone has it on their desk, on their badge, someplace visible, because you want to refer to it, and it makes it also very easy for passive communicators. Instead of having to confront somebody with about their behavior, they can simply say, I don't think that's in line with our personal compass. Or, do you think that that's in line with our personal compass? It can serve as a constant reminder to everybody in your organization, and you will see changes, not only personally, because I encourage you to do this personally, but also as a group and as an organization, as long as you implement a system of using a personal compass. You could also call it an organizational compass, a group compass, whatever you want. And you will see immediate changes, not only in your organization, but in yourself. All you have to do, don't worry about all those programs teaching you how to make a personal mission statement. Answer those three questions. You need to be able to confidently say, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, and I know what I want. If you can say that, articulate it, and slap it up on the wall, you're good to go, and you have a personal compass, which is, by the way, something that you will be in a unique, elite league of communicators, because 99% of professionals have heard of things such as that. Nobody does it. So if you do it, you will be in a unique, elite league, and people will notice it by the way that you not only communicate, but by the way you live. So that is how you make a personal compass. Make sure to stop by our website, onlinecommunicationtraining.com. We will also have lessons there that show you how to do it. This is expert communication trainer Dan O'Connor. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this channel, comment please. This was actually a response to one of the comments that I got because of our YouTube videos. So if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, make sure to just leave it here, leave a video response if you can, and write in the comments, way to communicate, okay? That's what I'd like you to do, please. Write in the comments, way to communicate. This is communication expert Dan O'Connor signing off. Have things to ask, tell everybody why you're there, remind everybody